Okay, don't want to waste your guys' time. I'm gonna jump right into it. I'm doing a tier list of all I think the most hype characters in Dragon Ball. Uh, to preface this, when I'm rating these characters, I'm trying to remove game bias. And by game bias, I mean if you look at certain characters that are released in Dragon Ball, or at least in Dokkan in particular, Dokkan and Legends, obviously the two main ones in this community, if they have like nailed a certain character's release where they're like super broken, super fun, their anniversary, they just like a good way to describe it is there is one particular character that I truly believe is an industry plant, kind of, where they get characters and get hype or have historically gotten characters that I don't think there are definitely way more hype options, but they've just been fed anniversaries, Dokkan Fest LRs, Carnival LRs, just repeatedly. And I think all those releases have been like so well done. At least maybe some haven't aged as well, but maybe they've just been so well done on release. Just the animations have been so good. Giving Dokkan original animations, like what the character's hype actually was is kind of altered in this community because how well Dokkan has just handled it. And when I show the list in a couple of seconds, you'll see. I feel if you are like a very typical Dokkan fan, you'll probably disagree with me on the take and think, oh, that character should be higher, and that's why you think that shouldn't. That's why you should hopefully realize where I believe the industry plant form is coming from. So I'll show it. 3, 2, 1. This is the list. Okay. I'll start from the bottom, talking up. All these characters in the B plus tier. There could be more, way more, in my opinion. This guy, like you could throw this guy in here. Like this guy could be somewhere in here. I'm sure like somewhere down here, like a baby makes it, like baby 100%. When you hear my explanation, you'll be like, yeah, baby up there too. Baby, he could be up here too. Like it is. Hopefully I have. Oh, you know what I'm missing? Oh my god, I could just fix this right now. This guy. I think this guy should be up here somewhere. This guy should be probably like around here. No, he'd probably be close to. I'll leave him next to Super Broly. But basically, the way I describe this tier and why I say, oh, Baby and Diamond Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta could be up here, is I feel like they can easily. Oh, you know who should also be here in my opinion is Full Power Frieza. Like it's like this tier can have plenty of characters, and what my opinion on this is that you can give these characters Dokkan Fest LRs basically as long as they are next to like a more hype, like probably like A tier or above. In my opinion, I would say A plus tier or above, and these characters can release next to them, and I think it would be like fine. Like that's fine. Like A plus tier and above. Let's look at Orange Piccolo, A plus Beast Gohan, Buhan, Z tier, Super Vegito, Merge Zamasu, S tier, Vegito Blue, Goku and Frieza. I think this is one that we obviously haven't seen this character get a new variation, but they released alongside Super Gogeta, who is S tier. But thematically, I would expect maybe we get like this character and a Jiren, which I think as long as they handle it well, it'll go over really well. But the point is like this character released alongside a S tier. Or this character's most recent tag variation released alongside an S tier character, so I think that's why it was able to go over very well. But Omega Shenron, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Jiren, MUI, this guy, I think he can release next to Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Daima Goku. Now the reason I say it has to be A plus tier or above is because I guess I could put Kid Buu here because that he could release next to this type of character and easily make it. But like I was saying, the reason I feel like it has to be A plus tier or above is because if I look at let's just skip over A minus tier for a bit and let's look at these characters. All three of these characters have someone I mentioned that can release next to them that could be, hypothetically fine. Super Saiyan 4 Goku could have released. This character is kind of the counterpart to this character. This Dokkan Fest baby is kind of the counterpart to this Carnival LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? So, and this Super Saiyan 3 Daima Vegeta released next to this Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And so you would think like, oh yeah, like it's A tier above where they really could. Full Power Frieza, who I said could also be here that I don't have on here, he could release next to Namek Goku. In my opinion, like I think A+ tier or above for these characters is kind of needed. Like I think you could make the argument that Merge Zamasu, I have Rose very high, we'll explain that, but you can make the argument that Merge Zamasu and is kind of like one of those Rose type characters, and so he maybe won't need it as much. You can make the argument that Omega Shenron can, do his own thing. You can make the argument that, Orange Piccolo is pretty hype. I personally am probably way more hype for Orange Piccolo than where I have him, but I think in general, like I said, if you ignore the biases, I really don't feel like I feel like this is an accurate placement of these three characters. These three characters are very accurately placed. And I think a good example of when you don't give these characters like anything, like you don't give these characters best unit in the game, absolutely nail their kits, do everything, perfect animations, perfect everything, you don't do it absolutely right, is the Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku release. I mean, look at how they handled Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He really had like one split second of mediocre animation in his out of all of his animations. They left out one very specific scene that people got upset about, and then his kit was still insanely good, but it wasn't like he wasn't just like far and away best unit in the game level, and he released next to this guy, and it was a dud. It was a big dud. Daima is a dud. Daima is a flop, though. So it definitely does hurt Daima in general, or hurt this guy. That I think this guy, some people might have had him much higher, I think, prior to this celebration, before this release, but I think that's just one of those things where it's like they didn't, in my opinion, they did not fumble this guy. They did not fumble his release. His release was fine. Like they didn't do anything wrong. So them releasing this character and they really didn't fumble. They did a decent job with the kit. The animations could have been better, but really, if you compare this unit to what we got in part 2, was it that the animations could have been better, or was it that we're just comparing him to Dokkan original animations? We're comparing Dokkan anime to Dokkan original animations, and Dokkan original animations are just so unbelievably clear, and that's where the hype is at. And it's just that is the case. And I mean, if you just look at the Super Saiyan 4 Goku characters, these characters are not, I'm gonna flat out say it, they are not as hype as people make them out to be. I confidently can declare that I believe Super Saiyan Namek Goku is just more hype. There is just more. Look at all the Super Saiyan 4 Goku characters that they released that have animation. Just look at the animations that are truthful to the anime. I think if you give, in my opinion, if you give Dokkan original animations to any character on this list, they instantly just become what I'm trying to base on this list isn't, the Tech Vegito release was more hyped than the AGL Gogeta release. That's not what I'm basing. Or the STR Vegito releases are more hyped than the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is how hype the character is. Dokkan can do things with the kit and with their animations to make them more hype than what just the character is. And I think that's a good example of when they've handled Super Saiyan 4 Gokus so well so many times that people think that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a lot more hyped than he actually is, and they handled Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku just a solid. They didn't handle it extraordinarily well. They didn't handle it perfectly. They just handled it solid, and I think that them handling it just solid showed that this character, he's not up. People think Super Saiyan 4 Goku is around this. There's a video out there of Garesh saying Super Saiyan 4 Goku is as hype as Saiyan UI Goku. False. That is a false statement. That is not true. That is not the case. So it's just looking at in my mind, what I'm thinking is he's saying, him down here, he's up here, and it's like that is Legends plus Dokkan brain rot, because Super Saiyan 4 Goku, if like how hype that character actually is in GT and what he's done is nowhere near Sign UI Goku. It's just not even close. It's how hype. People have to realize that. I mean, like, just look up here. Like, we have Z, GT, Super, movies, Super, movies, Z, Super, Z, Super. Like, it's a lot of Dragon Ball Super, and that's because Dragon Ball Super is just like made for promotional material. Dragon Ball Super is made to sell. Like, that's all it does. It's made to sell good merchandise for Dokkan, for the Dragon Ball franchise. That's kind of, especially like, you know, the Tournament of Power is, and I think it does its job well. It makes hype. It is hype moments in aura. That is kind of what, you know, Super is, and so it's definitely, I think it is ridiculous to say that this character touches Sign UI Goku, because my suggestion to anybody who thinks that is, I want you to really go watch Super Saiyan 4 in GT, and then I want you to watch Sign UI in Super, and I want you to like I want you to explain to me like how you can think that they're comparable in hype, because I really don't think that they are, and I really don't think that it's close. But I think that it makes sense to say that the releases have been about as hype as each other, because, you know, the actual Sign UI releases, like, you know, STR Sign UI got a random yellow coin LOR, then, you know, fucking Super Saiyan 4 Goku gets Dokkan Fest LR. Like, it's like, or like Anniversary, he didn't really get that. He got like Anniversary TUR, Dokkan Fest LR. It's like, when you compare, and then we finally got, like, you know, Tech Sign UI transforming into Mastered, you know, that character. It really is like they fumbled. Like, they fumbled I don't think fumbled is not the right word, but they gave an S tier character kind of A tier treatment with Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, if you compare Daima Super, dude, I want you to look at Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku's animations, and I want you to look at like Tech UI's animations. Like, I feel like if you take into account Dokkan, like just being later in his lifespan, they gave this guy Tech UI, transforming Tech UI, they gave him A tier treatment, and they gave Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku A tier treatment. They gave, the best way to describe this is they gave Tech UI in 2023 when he released, or is it, no, 2024. In 2024, they gave Tech UI what would be 2024 A tier hype treatment, and they gave in 2026 A tier treatment to Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku is an A tier character. So I think it's just the hype that you guys had for both these characters is exactly why I say B plus tier needs an A plus tier or above next to them. That's what it needs. You need one of these characters next to one of these characters if you really want to pull the hype. And I think just this character not even getting really bad treatment at all, and just getting treatment that really was like kind of deserved. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. They gave him his animations from the show. They missed one animation, and it was like, it is the beginning of a power up. It's like it is a really cool power up scene. I can respect that. It is a really cool power up scene, but even like it's really not that big of a deal. Like, it's like, I don't know, how do I describe it? It's like if they did a base. I have Rose in A plus tier. It's like if they did like a base transforming into Rose. Race transforming into Rose Dokkan Fest LR, and then they decided to leave out kind of the scene where the scene where the lightning strikes down in pink, you know what I mean, on him. Like, it's like, I'm sure like it would look very, I guess it's not comparable to that, because objectively speaking, that isn't like a super cool animation, but this is a super cool animation. But it's not like he missed out on like a lot of super cool stuff. Like, he got all his animations besides that one thing, and he has like this one split second of like just mediocre animation, and I really don't see how anybody can like justify that, like, oh, he got like terrible treatment, that's why people weren't super hyped, is because they fumbled him badly. Like, he had a really good kit, he just didn't have like an insane, he didn't get like a, who's someone on here, they didn't get like a Beast Gohan kit. Like, Beast Gohan, for example, I think on release this character was probably like up here in S, but you know, he's recency bias, he falls down a little bit, not being the newest thing from the anime or newest thing added to the series. Well, not anime, movie, but definitely like it. Back on release, this guy was S tier, and like I would have put him in S tier hype next to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but then I think he probably got like Z tier treatment. Like his animations, getting Dokkan original animations back then, so hype. That's when they started That's like he was like the third character to get Dokkan original animations. You know, it was AGL VB, then physical Gogeta Blue, then this guy got it. Whereas Beast Gohan, he got it. Like that's what I'm trying to say and convey right here is that Super Saiyan 4 Goku in particular is a character that I have to explain to people is really not like crazy hype. Like he's, by the way, everyone on here is super hype. These are all like, every single time we are getting any celebration that includes like 4 Dokkan Fest LRs, I fully expect one of these characters to be present. Like I really expect one of these characters to be present. Otherwise, it's just like it is kind of like a tiny bit of like a flop. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like even on here, I'm saying like people would agree Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku wasn't as hype as like the community was making Daima out to be. It's just that's my opinion on Daima and GT. GT is kind of flop-like, but I guess people realize that Daima is flop. They realize that Daima is kind of a flop because it's modern and it released and it was short, and so everybody watched it and they saw like, okay, Daima sucks. Like they saw Daima is pretty mid. It's kind of a flop, but they didn't. Not everybody watched. Not everybody watched GT because of how old it is, and so I feel like maybe that's the reason behind people thinking that like Super Saiyan 4 is like the super hype transformation, is because all they know about Super Saiyan 4 is Dragon Ball. Like people are gonna they're gonna think like I sound crazy when I say this. A lot of people probably haven't watched. They probably watched more in like Dokkan animations than they have like Dragon Ball, like the actual show. Like it's not like, I probably, if you take away Dragon Ball Z, like how much time someone's watched Dragon Ball Z and just compare it to like, okay, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. If you take away Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and compare like, okay, how much has someone watched OG Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT compared to how much time have they spent playing Dokkan? It probably is just, I mean, not playing Dokkan, just like watching, seeing Dokkan animations. How much have they seen of Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT versus how much have they seen for Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Dokkan and Legends? They've seen more in Dokkan and Legends. I think way more people. The average person who says Super Saiyan 4 Goku is so insanely hype, he's up here with Sign UI, they've literally just not watched it. That is my honest opinion. Like that's what I think. And I think that's also why people separate like Super Saiyan Goku, and I think they have Super Saiyan Goku really low. I think Super Saiyan Goku, this is a good spot. This is where he deserves to be. I think it's just, it might be a little bit of the same. He might be a little too low. You could have him up here, but like I said, I could have full power Frieza somewhere in this range of one of these characters. And like I think it like I said, just in my opinion, it is kind of I don't know, maybe it's not, because if you look at 2021 when they released the full power Frieza next to Namek Goku, it was really hyped. Like I feel like I have to move this character up, maybe like up like right here above them, above Rose. I feel like I have to move him up because I think full power Frieza is in this range, and if we compare him to Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, if we compare Super Saiyan Goku to Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, when this guy released alongside full power Frieza, he could carry a B+ tier character. Namek Goku was carrying that full power Frieza. Full power Frieza was not seen as like just dog water, and it was because he's releasing alongside Super Saiyan Namek Goku, and like this is the hype, like this is the meat of that celebration. And it's like I feel like Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku is the hype, the meat, and this guy's there too, and he's not unhype. He's very like these B+ tier characters are not unhype. I'm not saying they're unhype, they're just not quite on the next level to be the headliners. And it's like Namek Goku did his job as a headliner. Full Power Frieza did his job as the B plus tier character. Next to him, his villain. I don't think Daima Goku did his job. I don't think it was Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's fault. I think it was Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku's fault. I don't think they gave him. Maybe I'm just like, maybe that, the community opinion was just too bad. Daima is just like, they were just complaining a little too much. But I mean, if we just look, like, I don't have him on here, but I guess Evolution Blue Vegeta is probably a B plus. He's another B plus tier character. I would have him B plus tier. If I have this guy B plus tier, Evolution Blue Vegeta would be B plus tier. And so Evolution Blue Vegeta, he could release next to one of these A plus or higher characters. He could do it. He could do it. If you wanna say, Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku should be up here. He should be up here with one of these categories. He is not above. He is not near MUI Goku or Tech UI Goku or not Tech UI, Sign UI Goku, because in my opinion, from what I've seen of him, they released Evolution Blue Vegeta next to this guy, and I mean honestly, it might make me want to push this guy down because I don't want to say that it wasn't like super mega hype, but I'm gonna move this guy down. I'm moving him right there. I move him down to the bottom of the list because, thinking about it, the 6th anniversary was, when it dropped, it was extremely hype. They gave this guy really good treatment. This guy had such good animations. Not this guy, but just AGL UI. I'm just thinking like MUI, LR, MUI. They gave AGL UI really good treatment. They gave him good treatment, for sure. And they gave Evolution Blue Vegeta really good treatment. But I don't know if, I want to move this down here. I don't know if I can confidently say that would be the case anymore. Like, would that be considered like a flop celebration if they did that now? And it's like, it almost makes me want to move this guy down here as well, because I'm comparing them doing Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku for anniversary to Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku wasn't able to carry the hype of part 1 of Anniversary with this B plus tier character, whereas Namek Goku was able to carry the hype of Worldwide Download Celebration. And if you don't remember, Worldwide, when it wasn't synced, just got like Worldwide Download Celebration got free hype by not being synced. People don't even realize that because it's a both version celebration. And so there being like basically the most hype celebration of the year, Dokkan Fest LRs kind of did a lot more for this character. And I think what, that actually makes me feel like I want him at the bottom of A plus tier. I'm gonna explain before I move up to S tier and talk. I know I've been talking so much and it sounds like I'm saying a lot of nothing, but I really am talking, and I feel like I am getting to my point here. The reason I think this is a good order, especially with Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Namek Goku, and MUI, if you look at the treatment they got, if you look at the celebrations they were in, Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku could not carry a B plus tier character in his anniversary celebration. I'm going to give him a little bit of credit because anniversaries are harder to carry. Namek Goku could carry his B plus tier character, Full Power Frieza, in the Worldwide Download Celebration. But like I said, Worldwide Download Celebration is a bit easier to carry because it's A, just not as big of a celebration. B, it was a both version celebration, so it being on both versions just instantly means that it means that it was getting extra hype. In a time where the games are not synced, global players are going to be especially hyped for both versions celebration. So Worldwide was honestly the more hype celebration of the two for global players every single year. So I think that definitely, his carry was not as impressive, and I feel like maybe this is why I've seen a bit of people diss on him, because he wasn't actually as hype as it might seem. As a character, he wasn't as hype. As a character, Namek Goku is not quite as hype as I think everyone up here, but his treatment and his very, very convenient spot made it so that he could do it. And maybe honestly, that, now that I think about it, could be the case with STR, LR, and Cooler, and why he was so hype, even though he just I don't even have him on here. I don't have him as a B plus tier character. He could easily be one. I think if we got like a celebration, I don't know, where it was freaking like a Super Gogeta and Cooler, like that would be like, yeah, like he could hit, like Cooler could probably do it, but I'm not sure if like maybe if it was like a Beast Gohan and Cooler, I don't know, like I feel like they would still have to nail Cooler really well. But you guys get what I'm saying, where it's like this guy couldn't quite carry the anniversary. He still did a very good job. I think he couldn't quite do his part 1 job. This guy could, but he had a lot of stuff helping him. The same time celebrations, the worldwide being just a smaller celebration, the anniversary in general. This guy, or at least MUI, I'm thinking, by the way, when I'm talking about Namegoku, and I'm talking about the 2021 worldwide download celebration. But when we talk about like MUI Goku could not quite carry. I think actually he could carry his celebration, but I think he did it a bit because of how new MUI Goku was. We did not have a single MUI Goku in the good animations back then. Like we had none whatsoever. And so him being the first MUI Goku in good animations definitely helped out his case a lot. And I think if he could carry Evolution Blue Vegeta, which was a B tier character, for Anniversary, which is way more impressive than Namegoku being able to carry for Worldwide. And so I think that puts him above. But I think it's also arguable that he's at the same as Namegoku, or Namegoku should be higher, because I don't think he could do it again. That's my honest take. I don't think UI Goku could do it again. For Anniversary, we could not get that. I think a good example of that, I'm talking about Dokkan, I'm talking about Legends. This is Dokkan and Legends that I believe about these stuff. That's why I've been mentioning, like, oh, the releases on Dokkan and Legends have influenced what people view to be hype and how well they've handled certain releases. Dokkan and Legends, I mean, just look at when they did, maybe this is bad, but like, look at when they did transforming Stein into MUI and alongside Evo. Like that just wasn't hype enough. It wasn't hype enough. They could not carry the Anniversary. Like they could not, and in my opinion, they could not do that on Dokkan again. Like they did that for Dokkan 6th year, and I think Legends, that being viewed as a fumble on Legends is just proof that he couldn't do it again. And so I think, in my opinion, we might have to move him down. I think he has to go down, because Legends prove right there that what UI did, he doesn't have that kind of motion anymore. Like UI is a bit too old to have that kind of motion. I think I think all of these characters immediately on release had that kind of motion. Or maybe like Namek Goku, before Namek Goku got his first Dokkan Fest LR, had that kind of motion. Like this, when they do it they can do it one time. I think they missed their opportunity with this guy. I think they waited too long. He needed the recency bias to be able to do it. And so now he was just like as hype as a Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and it just wasn't enough. But I think none of these guys have the motion anymore to carry an Anniversary that way. But I think I've talked enough about these guys, about Super Saiyan 4. Obviously, I think moving on, we need to move on to the A+ category. The A+ category, this maybe is a bit controversial. I have Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken up here. In my opinion, obviously, well, I'm not going to say, in my opinion, obviously he deserves to be here, because, I put him here. Obviously, you guys, you can guess that. But it's not that I think he's like a super underrated character. I think most people just accept that this guy is extraordinarily hype. They know SSBKK is so hype. When this guy got announced for his Dual Dokkan Fest last Golden Week, it was kind of like so hype. I feel like people state how hype that was back then. But like I said, this is an A+ tier character in my opinion, and they gave him F tier treatment. He just was terrible. I hate him. I hate this character. I still hate him. He's just a guy with a 70% chance to dodge. Like that's kind of his entire thing, and it's very lame. And they handled him terribly. But I'm honestly like, because they did that, I want to say that maybe he could be down here, maybe he could be up here, but I think that, dang, maybe he should be lower with these guys. Maybe he should be, but I'm going to leave him here just optimistically and say that if this guy released alongside like an LRG, like if we got like a SSBKK, maybe give him an extra bit of oomph, maybe he has like a transforming into UI, or maybe he could even have like a like a, I don't know, maybe like an active skill attack in UI. That would, as considering we still do not have UI Goku's first fight at all in good animations, and we don't have that transformation animated in Dokkan whatsoever, it would sting bad to get that as like a beastless Gohan type of moment. But I think if they did something for this character, just give him A tier treatment. You know, give him Dokkan original animation. Nowadays, I think, in my opinion, give him A plus tier treatment is a tiny bit, like maybe like one Dokkan original animation in your kit. Z tier treatment is just like a kit full of Dokkan original animations. I think nowadays that's like a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta got Z tier treatment. I would say on release, Super Vegito got Z tier treatment just because of how many animations he had, and he did have some Dokkan originals, and his Dokkan originals were like very high effort. So it definitely, like I said, as time has gone on and Dokkan originals have become the standard more, the more Dokkan originals you have, the better the better your release is basically treated in my eyes. But back on like SSBKK, they give him an A plus tier treatment, just like one good Dokkan original animation. Doesn't have to be like Tech Super Vegito where it's an active skill. Maybe he just has like, you know, one freaking Big Bang attack. I don't know, something cool. Like they'd be like, oh my god, what, Goku doing the Big Bang attack? That's so cool. Like, you know, something like that. They did anything like that, and it's like he could do it, in my opinion. He could be a release next to Carnival LR Jiren, or Jiren could be the Carnival, and he could be the Dokkan Fest LR. And I think, you know, next GDC rolls around, and it could work, in my opinion. Moving on, these three, I have Rose up here. You guys, some people might doubt the Buu Duo, but I think if you were around during the 8th anniversary when this character got announced and the GT Duo got announced, you know how hyped this character was. I feel like it's just that you had to be there, and you know how hyped this character was on release. And this character is still definitely the way more hype of the two, so I'm glad their EZA got nailed pretty well. But Rose, in my opinion, I think he deserves to be here, mainly because I think he's almost what people think Super Saiyan 4 Goku is. Like, I think this is such a hype character, but I think in the games, if you look at his treatment, he's been so disrespected in Dokkan and Legends. Like, Dokkan and Legends for like the past couple of years just have been dogging on freaking this character, and it's kind of bad. Like the tag LR, in my opinion, as a Rose fan, is not enough. It was good, but it wasn't. We needed this character, the tag LR, to be absurd to make up for how bad the Dokkan Fest was, how bad the EZAs were, how shafted out of a unit he was in the 2023 Worldwide Celebration, how, you know, bad he was in Legends. You know, he literally just got like the worst, one of the most memed releases of any like Legends Fest unit ever. Like, just he was just terrible. You know, getting a unique equipment with a crazy turnaround time, like, just they knew they fucked up on this character, and I feel like they fucked up a lot on Dokkan 2 with like fumbling a bunch of EZAs, a bunch of releases with Rose, and I think it has hurt Rose's reputation in my eyes for years. It is like this character has gotten nothing before this LR, which is just, this LR, by the way, got he's an A plus tier character. In my opinion, he got A tier treatment. He didn't get crazy Dokkan originals. He barely got anything whatsoever. His animations are just like very from the anime, but they're good. It's like for his celebration, for his time, he got A tier treatment as an A plus tier character. That's my opinion. I think they definitely should have done more for him. And that is just, it's a big slap in the face to finally get your Carnival LR big time celebration unit, and it's just like, it's not like great. Like, it's, you, if you feel like you can't complain because it was still good, and you know the Dragon Ball fans are still begging for their Demon King Piccolo Dokkan Fest, and you feel like, oh my god, like, you know, you got a Carnival LR, you're a Rose fan, you got a Carnival LR, you're happy, right? No, bro, it's just, you get nothing for years. It's been like, when was the last good Rose Goku Black release before this? Because they fumbled the STR EZA. The STR's EZA was terrible. The AGL Goku Black's EZA was bad. And when was it? When was the last good Rose Goku Black release? Was it STR Rose on release? Like that's how long it's been, by the way, guys. That's what I'm saying. Where it's like Dokkan, like good animations Rose. I mean, dude, Int Rose was also bad. We didn't get a Rose. I guess the LR Int Rose was not a bad character. He just was terrible in the most difficult fight in the game. So it's like he wasn't a bad character. He was just terrible in the most difficult fight, which I don't want to say, guys, is a fumble. Like that's how you fumble characters. That's not how you do it. You don't release a character in a celebration that sucks for the fight that you released in that celebration that everyone is going to care about. So it definitely hurts very badly. Like this, I don't think Rose has been treated well at all in the past few years, despite being a very hype character. I mean, if you just compare him, like Beast Gohan, one of the best treatments of all time. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, in my opinion, he's also one of these very hype characters that I think people are gonna they're gonna pretend he's a lot worse than he actually is, in my opinion. Like he are like a lot less hyped than he actually is. If you look at Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he has not been treated well in Dokkan. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan has not been treated well in Dokkan. He has not gotten anything. This character, actually, like, it's been since the second anniversary, in my opinion, where they really went all out and made this guy, like, a really, really good character. Like, it's been that long. And I think that really, really hurts this guy's reputation. Like, people probably don't realize, like, I mean, you could put this guy, like, higher than Super Gogeta, in my opinion. Like, you can have him higher. It's just, like, they fucked up his reputation. Like, people don't realize how hype Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is because they messed, like, it's that one order. Like, they fucked up his sub order like 10 times. Like, it's that one meme. I mean, it's that one meme. Like, they keep messing up the order. They need to just get it right. They are not getting the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan characters right. They're not getting the Rose characters right. And so people are thinking, like, when I say to people, like, oh yeah, Rose's up here with the, Beast Gohan right now in terms of hype, they're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, they talk about, oh yeah, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, I think he's easily on a level of, like, Vegito Blue and Super Gogeta and Sign UI and, Full Power Broly, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Like, no. Look at how unhyped physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan was. And it's just like, they gave him, in my opinion, not very crazy father-son Kamehameha animation with a very uninspiring, boring, mediocre, I don't want to call it mediocre, but just, it was a good, it's good, it wasn't bad, it wasn't terrible, it was just mid. Like, he got a mid kit. He was just an okay unit. They didn't mess anything up with him, but they just, that's like I said, that's like B tier treatment. They give him B plus tier treatment. They didn't mess anything up with him. Like, you release Jiren units and it's like, okay, they didn't mess anything up, so we can still use the fun MUI. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't fuck anything up. But it's like, this character has been disrespected, in my opinion, when it comes to Dokkan. I think Z Broly has been not as disrespected because of him getting that Carnival LR, which was very hype, very good on release. But I think they definitely still could have done better. Like, they could have still released a much better character for Z Broly. I would have liked him to get a bit more, but he still got, I guess, a Dokkan Fest LR in part 2 from the second movie. But just moving on, looking at the rest of the list, I think a lot of these are self-explanatory. Dragon Ball Super Broly, he is, I think, in my opinion, this is the king of villains in terms of hype. Broly and Rose are Super Saiyan villains, and they're not like slop Super Saiyan villains, like freaking. I don't think there is a good example I could have, but like copy Vegeta, I guess. Like they don't just like, it's not like Cooler going Super Saiyan. Like, they don't just have like some random. They are Saiyans that are villains, and they also go Super Saiyan. So it's like, they have a fair bit of hype to them, but that's how they escalate. Is that that's how they get so high. And Broly, I think in my opinion, Rose, Broly, as a character, they kind of are identical in hype, but Broly just has the major benefit of, like, it's when people say, oh, GT sucks, or people would say, oh, like, GT is so hype. GT is not hype, in my opinion, besides Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta whatsoever. And, like, the reason people think it's hype is just because the games make it hype. Dokkan makes it hype. Legends makes it hype. Fighters makes it hype. Kakarot makes it hype. I guess I don't even know if there's GT in Kakarot now that I think about it. But the games, like I said, the games make it hype. They add their original animations. They give the A tier characters a Z tier treatment, and everyone pretends like the character is now S tier, somewhere in between, when in reality I caught you, Dokkan. I caught you, Dokkan. I caught you, Akatsuki. I caught you, Bandai. You can't fool me. I know GT does not have that kind of motion. You tried doing Super Saiyan 4 again, and people still think it's mid, and they tried to convince themselves it's the hypest thing ever. But guess what? When that shit dropped, they didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? When that shit got the treatment it deserved, nobody cared. So, just looking at it, it's like Broly up here. Like I said, the only reason Broly's above Rose, crazy animations of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Crazy animations. They didn't even need to give this guy Dokkan original animations, and his animations are just disgustingly good. And they gave him the treatment he deserved, I feel like, to be in this S tier category. Super Gogeta, he's the fusion. Look at the 4 fusions. They're just the 4 trifecta. I think Super Gogeta and Blue Vegito, of the Gogetas and Vegitos, they're the little bit less hype ones, but they're still just like Himothy. Like everyone in this tier is just disgusting. You could move Z Broly down if you really wanted to and wanted to argue about it, but everyone here is really just like so hype, such a top level. And then like the big 3, I think up here, like Super Vegito, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Blue Gogeta. These are the characters that are they are heavy hitters. They are the ones that are the most hype. Objectively speaking, I feel like everyone can agree on this. They are more hype than, they are more hype than Blue Vegito and Blue Gogeta. I think Blue Vegito, in my opinion, I might do this. I might argue this. This would, if I was going to be a big stickler, and I didn't already spend I don't know, it's probably been like an hour of me talking. I haven't checked the time, but if I was going to be a stickler and I just wanted to argue forever, and somebody wanted to argue with me and say that my list is shit, I would just say, you know what, forget you. I think Vegito Blue is right here, because this is where I actually think Vegito Blue is. I think Vegito Blue is right here, and the reason I think he's right here, and I think that people don't realize it, is because once again, this is the Rose, this is the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan situation. There has been nothing. Vegito Blue has gotten nothing for years and years and years. I want you to talk about the last time you could consistently just use a VB unit. It was the 5th anniversary. And I guess when talking about it, I guess you could say, physical VB got an EZA, so you could use him. I guess the STR Blue Goku Vegeta, their active skill, it is Vegito Blue, and you can use it, but it's just, we know how very unenjoyable it is to use these just active skill attacks to the character that you actually wanted to use, the Beastless Gohan type of thing. It's very not fun. And I think that, in my opinion, like the EGO Blue Goku Vegeta unit, that wasn't even a Vegito unit. Like that was the reason the STR Blue Goku Vegeta not fusing stung so bad, in my opinion, to the community, and the reason it hurt so bad was because we basically got the same thing before. The last Vegito unit, you didn't just get to use Vegito. He was so locked behind conditions that it might as well have been an active skill attack, because you got him out and you used your actives and the fight was over. You didn't get to use Vegito, just, have him sit out and use him. And I feel like that's why Vegito Blue maybe has fallen behind the other fusions that he should be up here with and, competing with for, a top slot. But, I really do think these are the big 4. I think Super Gogeta falls a little bit behind them. But I think the treatment of Blue Vegito is going to lead people to think that he's a bit lower. And I think the treatment of Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he definitely is I think just, I don't know. It's like the aura of being the final boss and the most powerful in the series for the longest amount of time definitely gave him a lot of hype, right? He was the final fusion, for so long. And I think him and Super Vegito have that kind of hype. And so that you could use that as oh, he's above Vegito Blue. but also you just like watch it and it's like past his scene where he like actually fuses, he's not like super cool. Like he's not like really all that cool. And I guess Vegito Blue is like cool the whole time he's there, but he's just barely even there. Like it's a short fight. Super Vegito, he's not like he's like aura. He's Mr. Aura Man. That's the best way to describe it. He has endless aura. Like he's just shit talking the hell out of. That's what makes honestly, that's what makes the Vegito Blues and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I think, more enjoyable to watch than Gogeta Blue and Super Gogeta. Is that like they just shit talk their opponents, and like people, I mean, look at Solo Leveling. It's the perfect example of like people love just an OP ass OP ass protagonist that's just like, oh yeah, like you're like a dickhead to the enemy, and like they tell him like, yeah, like I'm stronger than you and you'll never be able to beat me. Like they love that. People do love that. They love just hype and aura and like, what? I can't beat you. Like when Buhan's sitting there telling Vegito like, oh my god, I can't beat you even though you're a piece of candy. I have to turn you back now because I'm literally losing. So like that's just crazy aura. And like VB is like Zamasu sitting there saying like, oh yeah, you might be more powerful than me, but I'm still a god and you're immortal and I'll never lose to you. And Vegito just like punches him in the face while he's crying. And it's like, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is like taunting Omega because Omega, you know, before that he's like, oh, I don't care, you guys can fuse, it's whatever, you guys can fuse, I'll still beat you. And then they fuse and they just like are taunting him now, like running circles around him, and he's like they literally unfuse, and then, you know, Omega's like, no, I'm never letting you fuse. Like, I have to stop you from fusing. I will not let you do that again. Like, that's how intimidating. Like, that is so fun. But that's why I like them more than, you know, Super Gogeta and Blue Gogeta, who don't really talk much. But I think Blue Gogeta, just obviously he's, you know, blue, and he's the Dragon Ball Super, has the advantage of just being marketed the hell out of. He just got a crazy budget. Like his budget is just like, he has godly animations. It is beautiful watching him fight. Like actually watching him fight is the most enjoyable of any characters in the series. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any characters, I guess I didn't talk about the A- tier characters. These are characters that I feel like, in my opinion, maybe Future Gohan's a bit out there. I wanted to have Cell in B+ tier with, you know, oh, you can combo him with this Gohan, who's, like I said, B+ tier characters can really A+ tier or higher, and they can do well together. In my opinion, I think Cell's a bit above these characters, at least from what I know to be true about hype. I think Cell's a bit above. I think Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, maybe you could argue, should be lower. Maybe you could argue should be just right here too. I don't know. I don't think so. But I think Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku maybe should just be a B tier character. And like I would, Future Gohan, in my opinion, Future Gohan is just like, people love Future Gohan. I really don't see people like hate on Future Gohan characters. Like Future Gohan is a very hype, and I think the games do him pretty good justice, but they don't give him too much. Like they don't give him anniversary headliner characters. Like they've never given him that. So I feel like I would like to before I could say he's B+ tier or below or A tier or above, I want to see him get like an anniversary character, and I want to see how like that goes over with people, because I actually feel like maybe if Future Gohan got like an anniversary character, like maybe we got like a part 1 to anniversary, and it's Beast Gohan next to Future Gohan, like bam, like I think that would bang so hard. I think that would go crazy. Like I think people would absolutely love that. And like I don't know, part 2 is like MUI Goku next to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like, or something like that. Like that would be very cool, and I think they could do that. And I think Future Gohan could. I think in my opinion, he carries his own weight in hype a bit more. But I think also you could argue he has kind of gotten like a bit of Dokkan original animations very early on. So yeah, now that I think about it, the Beast Gohan was the 4th character to get Dokkan original animations. EGLVB, STR LR Future Gohan, physical this 9th anniversary Gogeta Blue, then Beast Gohan got it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Future Gohan shouldn't be on here? Super Saiyan 4 Goku is the most hyped character ever. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's a fraud. SSBK should be in C tier. Like, Z Broly maybe not as hype. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think this is a very accurate opinion if you just take the brainwashing that kind of Dokkan and Legends has done, based on whether or not they have fumbled or handled a release of a character repeatedly very well. And like, if you remove that brainwashing and just like look at the facts, this is what I think I come to when it comes to hype, in my opinion, from what I've seen from the community and from what I've seen in general, like from Dragon Ball, not just the releases in Dokkan. I mean the Dragon Ball characters and how much they kind of add to the release apart from their kits and animations and stuff.